card. Yeah, now I'm going to try with the 101. Okay. I will execute this same PLSQL code again with the different input. There was no data from the objects which may due to end of the fetch. Why is there any data with in employee table with 101 or not? Okay, okay. My bad. It is showing successfully, but it is not returning data because I need to start the set server out. Set server output on. We need to start this one. We need to execute first this one. Okay. Now let me clear this one. It is empty now. Now I will try to execute this PLSQL code. See, with 101, I have Vikram and salary is 26,000. So this is the way to print any data using PLSQL code. But if there is no data or if there are any errors, how can I handle that errors? If there is no data, then I want to show something, no data option somewhere. Then it end of the end, before this end, I need to write exception like this. There is one keyword called exception when no data found. Let me explain. Let me take this to separate query window. Then I will explain, because there is already some unwanted data here. So I won't get IntelliSense option. Control-Shift-N. It's not giving. Okay. Now let me try to execute this one. Exception when no data found. Suppose when you write exception, when it will suggest something. See, exception when mutating table, then null. Exception when others means if there are any multiple if else conditions or anything there, if update is failing or inserting failing, then others, then roll back like this. Then valid department, then close like this. So for now, I'm taking when no data found. If there is no data, very small, simple exception I'm taking. No data found. There is one exception called no data found. This is very common exception handling in any program, any procedure or any function. Then I need to print some my own message. See, there are two types of exceptions. One is system defined. Second one is user defined exceptions. Okay. See, if you see here, let me copy this one also. System defined exception means I created one ABCD table already. I'm trying to insert some wrong data into ABCD. Now what will happen? Invalid number. This is one exception, error report exception. So this is called system defined exception. I'm not saying anything. It is by default. When I'm trying to insert some data, by default, I'm getting this error. So I did not do anything for this. It is called system defined exception. What is user defined exception? So this is not enough information to the end user. So he needs something like with more information. Then I need to write that information in dbms underscore output dot put underscore line of here. If I write anything, that will be displayed. Suppose, hey, there is no such kind of data with employee id. For that employee id, I'm concatenating with pipe symbol. I need to display that employee ID here. So P underscore employee ID. I need to close this single quote. So I'm taking my own message in single quotes. Then I'm concatenating this data with some other this input parameter. So for this concatenation, I'm using pipe symbol. This is my message. Using this one, user easily understand. This is called user defined exceptions. This is system invalid number. Simply they are saying invalid number. But here what we are doing, hey, there is no such kind of data with this employee id. With this employee id, let me check this one now. So now there is already 101. Let it be for now. So I have some data with 101. So that's the reason. Let me clear this. To clear this, here I have option. Okay, let me execute again. See, I'm getting some data. Now I'm giving some wrong value. Suppose I'm giving 1. Now see, hey, there is no data. Let me execute again. Hey, there is no such kind of data with this employee ID 1. This is what I want to print in the website. So what Java people will do, Java people will capture. So instead of directly saying this one, I will take one more variable and I will assign this data to variable. So Java people will take that variable and they will display in the screen like this. Okay, you got it, right? How I am doing this exception handling. But generally this is very generic. If there are small websites like any simple websites like food panda, and these are very small things. But if Amazon, if banking systems, if hospital systems, what we will do, we will create log tables, tran log table and audit log table and error messages table, message tables. Like this, we will create these tables and we will store this entire information into this table. If there are error, if there is any correct value, if there is any wrong value, who is logging that website, what kind of operation they are doing, all this kind of information will store in audit logs and transaction logs. These are called log tables, audit tables. So even all the error messages also available in these audit tables. So using this audit tables, see here I'm not storing this anywhere. So instead of this output, what I will do, insert into audit log. Suppose here ID, name, select error code, some error code like this, any error code or sequence number. sequence. I want to explain that one also. Suq id dot next value comma error message. What is my error message? Any error message like this: no data from DL. So like this, I will store in audit log. In future, on what day I got error, these kind of things I will check in this audit logs table. So this is the way to handle exception analysis.